In life, we often encounter people who appear charming, friendly, and well-intentioned on the surface. However, as time passes, their true colors start to show. Some individuals, through their behaviors, reveal deeper, more harmful tendencies that can be classified as truly evil. Stoicism teaches us to remain grounded, rational, and composed, even when confronted with the worst in human nature. To protect ourselves and those we care about, it's essential to recognize the signs that indicate you may be dealing with an evil person. Stoic philosophy doesn't encourage quick judgments, but it does advocate for vigilance and awareness. By identifying these traits, you can maintain your peace of mind and avoid becoming entangled in toxic relationships. In this video, we'll explore the 5 crucial signs you're dealing with an evil person through the lens of Stoicism. Sign 1. Constant manipulation. One of the hallmark traits of an evil person is their constant manipulation of those around them. Manipulation is a subtle yet dangerous tool, and those who use it often aim to distort reality to serve their own purposes. At its core, manipulation is the art of controlling or influencing others to gain power, to avoid responsibility, or to exploit situations. Evil individuals are masters at this game. They might lie, withhold information, twist facts, or play on your emotions to make you do things you wouldn't normally agree to. They will gaslight you, making you doubt your own experiences or sense of reality. In their presence, you may start to feel confused, uncertain, and anxious without even realizing why. The Stoic response. Epictetus once said, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." This is a powerful reminder for us to always remain mindful of the truth and not allow others to distort our perception of reality. When dealing with manipulators, Stoicism encourages us to stay rooted in rationality. Don't allow emotions like guilt or fear to cloud your judgment. Maintain a clear perspective on the situation by focusing on the facts. Another Stoic concept that helps in this situation is the idea of apatheia, freedom from emotional disturbance. Manipulators thrive when they can stir your emotions. By practicing emotional resilience and detachment, you limit their ability to control you. If you notice that someone is consistently manipulating you, step back and objectively assess the situation. Are their intentions aligned with their words? Are they taking advantage of your trust? To prevent falling into their traps, exercise prohairesis, the ability to choose your actions independently of external influences. Focus on what you can control, your thoughts, actions, and decisions. Evil manipulators will always try to bend your will, but a Stoic remains unyielding, anchored by wisdom and virtue. Sign 2. A complete lack of empathy. Empathy is what allows us to connect with others, to understand their pain, and to show compassion. Evil individuals, however, exhibit a complete lack of empathy. They are indifferent to the suffering of others and might even take pleasure in causing it. These people can watch others endure hardship, distress, or emotional turmoil without feeling any remorse or guilt. When you're dealing with someone who lacks empathy, their actions can seem cold, callous, and calculated. They might exploit vulnerable people, engage in cruelty, or show no remorse when their actions hurt others. This absence of compassion can manifest in many ways, from personal relationships to their behavior in professional environments. The Stoic response. The Stoics believed deeply in the interconnectedness of humanity. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "We were born to work together, like feet, hands, and eyes, like the 2 rows of teeth, upper and lower. To obstruct each other is unnatural." In Stoicism, empathy is considered a natural part of being human. To lack it is to act contrary to our nature. When confronted with someone who shows no empathy, Stoicism advises us to practice compassion, but from a distance. Recognize that these individuals are lost in their own misguided path, but don't allow yourself to be dragged down with them. Remember that their lack of empathy is not a reflection on you, but a deficiency within them. Rather than responding to their cruelty with anger, respond with wisdom. A Stoic doesn't seek revenge or harbor resentment. Instead, they remain unshaken and protect themselves from further harm. This doesn't mean you should tolerate their behavior, but it does mean you should refuse to let their lack of empathy affect your inner peace. Sign 3. A pattern of deception and lying. Lying is another key trait of evil people. They lie frequently without guilt or hesitation, and their dishonesty is often a tool for manipulation, control, or selfish gain. Unlike the occasional white lie that many people may tell, evil individuals use deception as a way of life. They lie about small details, major events, or even fabricate entire stories to cover their tracks or create false realities. Their lies can have devastating effects. They may destroy trust in relationships, create chaos in social or professional environments, and even harm reputations or livelihoods. You may find yourself questioning everything they say, unsure if anything they tell you is true. This can lead to confusion, paranoia, and constant second-guessing. The Stoic response. For the Stoic, truth and honesty are paramount. Seneca once said, "Truth is the first lesson in living. Let it be the foundation of all your decisions." Stoicism teaches us to value truth above all else, because it is the foundation of virtue. When dealing with a liar, it's essential to remain steadfast in your commitment to truth. Don't lower yourself to their level by engaging in deception in return. Instead, expose their lies through reason and clarity. A Stoic's greatest asset in such situations is discernment, the ability to see through falsehoods and illusions. If you find yourself constantly doubting someone's honesty, trust your instincts and investigate the facts. Stoics also advise maintaining distance from dishonest individuals, as they can pollute your thinking and erode your trust in others. When facing deception, stay true to your principles and continue to act with integrity, no matter how tempting it may be to retaliate. Evil thrives in the dark, but Stoicism reminds us to stay in the light of truth. Sign 4. Constantly shifting blame. Evil people rarely take responsibility for their actions. Instead, they are experts at shifting blame onto others. Whether it's a personal mistake, a failed relationship, or a professional misstep, they will never admit fault. Instead, they will twist narratives to make others appear responsible for their shortcomings or wrongdoings. This can leave those around them feeling guilty, confused, or unjustly accused. Blame shifting can be extremely toxic, especially when done in close relationships. The evil person will project their flaws onto others, making it seem as though they are the victim. This deflection serves two purposes. It protects their ego from accountability and allows them to manipulate others into feeling responsible for their problems. The Stoic response. In Stoicism, personal responsibility is a cornerstone of living a virtuous life. Epictetus taught that we should take ownership of our actions and reactions, no matter the circumstances. When dealing with someone who refuses to accept responsibility, the Stoic approach is to remain firmly grounded in your own values. Don't be swayed by their accusations or attempts to pass blame onto you. Remember the Stoic principle of dichotomy of control. There are things within your control, your actions, your responses, and things outside of your control, other people's behavior. You cannot control how they behave, but you can control how you respond. A Stoic does not allow themselves to be drawn into unnecessary conflict or drama. If you find yourself constantly being blamed for things that aren't your fault, pause and reflect. Maintain your integrity by accepting responsibility only for your own actions, not the actions of others. The more you practice this, the less power an evil person has over you. Sign 5. Exploiting others for personal gain. Perhaps the most destructive trait of an evil person is their tendency to exploit others for their own benefit. This can manifest in many forms, whether it's financial exploitation, emotional manipulation, or using others for social or professional advancement. These individuals view relationships as opportunities to take rather than to give. Their primary focus is on how they can use others to serve their own needs, with no regard for the well-being of those they exploit. This behavior can be incredibly damaging, as those who fall victim to it often feel used, betrayed, and emotionally drained. The evil person may pretend to care or offer false promises, but their true intentions are always self-serving. The Stoic response. Stoicism teaches us to act in accordance with virtue, and one of the greatest virtues is justice, treating others fairly and with respect. Marcus Aurelius emphasized the importance of working for the common good rather than just personal gain. When faced with someone who exploits others, it's essential to recognize their behavior for what it is. Instead of allowing yourself to be used, set firm boundaries and stand up for your own self-worth. As a Stoic, you understand the value of fairness and reciprocity in relationships. If someone is consistently taking from you without giving back, it's time to reevaluate that relationship. Stoicism also teaches us to detach from external rewards, such as status or material wealth. An evil person may dangle such rewards as bait to exploit you, but the Stoic remains unmoved by such temptations. By focusing on internal virtues rather than external gains, you free yourself from being manipulated by those who seek to use you. Conclusion. The presence of evil people in our lives can be deeply unsettling, but by recognizing the signs and responding with Stoic wisdom, we can protect ourselves from their harmful influence. Stoicism reminds us to remain grounded in virtue, to maintain emotional resilience, and to always act with integrity, no matter the circumstances. Manipulation, lack of empathy, deception, blame shifting, and exploitation are clear indicators that you're dealing with an evil person.